All right, this is our last section for the unit. So one of the things that we can do, or hopefully you've kind of picked up on it when we did the isosceles triangle, is there's a relationship between the measure of an angle and the side in the triangle. Now, this isn't something that we necessarily have the tools to figure out exactly. Like I can't give you the angle measures in a triangle and you figure out the sides. There's a whole branch of math dedicated to that called trigonometry, and some of the stuff you can do with trig is pretty cool, but we're going to like dip our toe in it and just kind of talk about the relationship between the measure of an angle and the side of a triangle. So what I want you guys to realize, and I've got all these little toys basically to play with. I want you guys to take a look at this here. I made this triangle out of a blue stick, a red stick, and a purple stick. Now, the color of the stick is the same, and it's the same length in each one of these. So I've made this other triangle here out of a red stick, a blue stick, and a yellow stick. And what I want you guys to take a look at, and hopefully you can tell here, if I kind of overlap these a little bit, right? Red, blue, purple. If I overlap this with, say, this red, blue, and yellow, what do you notice about those two angles up there at the top? Right? If you look close enough, and sorry, this is kind of weird doing this holding up to a webcam, but the triangle that has the purple side, this one here, that angle up here between the red and the blue is smaller than the one here made with the red and the blue that's across from the yellow. So there's some relationship here between the side at the bottom and the angle at the top, right? The yellow side is longer, and that created a bigger angle at the top than this one that had the purple side across from it. Well, the idea is pretty, and that may be like way overcomplicated, but the idea is pretty simple that the bigger an angle is in a triangle, the bigger the side is across from it. So if I wanted to increase this angle measure, what's going to happen here between these two sides? If I make this angle bigger, that side is going to get bigger to compensate for it. So what we have is this idea that the bigger the angle gets, the bigger the side gets that's across from it. Now that's the important part. So this angle here that I made between the purple and the green, if I were to change out that yellow piece to maybe a smaller one or maybe a bigger one, that purple and green angle is kind of on a hinge, and it's going to flex depending on how long it is, the side that I put in between them. So what it comes down to is the bigger the side is, the bigger the angle is across from it. Now, what you can't do is you can't actually tell me what the angle measures are. But what I can do is I can tell you with 100% certainty that in this triangle right here, this one on the top left, I can tell you that angle M is the smallest angle in that triangle because across from it is the smallest side in the triangle. Right? And I can put my sides and my angles in order based on their measurements. So what I'm asking you to do here is I want to put the angles in order from largest to smallest. Now you're going to have to read these directions because sometimes I'll switch it up just to see if you're paying attention. So I want to know what the biggest angle is in this triangle. Well, the biggest angle is going to be the one that's across from the biggest side. So my biggest angle is angle L. And then the next largest angle is going to be angle N because it's across from the 23, angle N. And then my last one is across from the smallest side, so it's angle M. Okay, you've got to be able to look at the triangle and match up a side with the angle that's across from it. So the one down here at the bottom, largest to smallest is going to be angle V, angle W, and angle U. Okay, I went 13 to V, 11 goes to W, and then the 8 goes to U. Okay, you're just putting them in order. Last one here, top right, my biggest angle is angle F, it's angle E across from 17, angle F across from the 16, and then angle D across from the 13. Okay, it's not too bad. You just have to learn how to read the picture. So now reverse that process. if I give you the angles, you should be able to put the sides in order. Again, asking from largest to smallest. So start with the biggest angle. In this triangle here, it's angle T. So across from that, right, I use the angle T. So my biggest side is SR. SR. And then my next one is 58. So the biggest side from that is RT. And then the last one is angle R. So across from that is ST. Okay. If you didn't catch it, the angle that you pick, angle R, angle S, angle T, whatever, it's the other two letters that you use for the side. So angle X, across from that is YZ. And then angle Y is the next one, so that is XZ. And then the last one is XY.